Good morning, everybody. Well, Vista and Terrier here right now. I got a missing dog. My face is frozen because I was just out in the bush because he's chasing something through the bush. 1 minute he's on one side of the swamp, and then I can hear him running across the bush barking in the background, and then he's over on the other side of the bush, so he's chasing the fox. And it is cold, folks. It's like, well, my face is frozen. I was only out there like maybe a half an hour, 20 minutes trying to get the dog back. What is the temperature? Oh, big freezing rain warning tonight. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's the, what is the deal for, well, right now, they say, what is it right now? 22 below. Minus wind chill 27. Out there right now, and Doug's out there running around chasing something. But there's a big freezing rain warning. Oh, it's going to 5 degrees tomorrow. I guess the barn will be getting cleaned up, eh? Oh, and then 22 below. Oh man, this weather. 5 degrees tomorrow. It's warming up. Freezing rain. How much freezing rain? I just got up, folks. I slept in today. Mixed snow ice pellets beginning this evening. Okay, sometime this evening. They don't know what's going on. Ice pellets. All right. Okay. All right. As you know, I'm 29 today, so this is the one day of the year you get to be young again. It's your birthday. I really don't like my dog running around like this outside in this extreme cold, because right now, like, I'm not kidding, folks, just standing there yelling his name like an idiot on the side of the swamp, my face is sore. And he's got no fur. Come on, Doug. There's fox, fresh fox tracks. Say that one, fresh fox tracks. Fresh fox tracks everywhere. Okay, so as we know, I have a birthday card from Sue, which I have held off. It's been sitting here on my desk. Okay. And there's something inside of it in this birthday card because of the thickness of it. What do we got? Oh, look at this. It's a family of dogs. Right? Oh boy, so look at this. Oh, what, I got a $50 bill. A US one. That's like 5 billion Canadian. Is that awesome? Hey? Oh, I have a wonderful birthday. Thank you so much, Sue. You're such a sweetie. Look at that, eh? And I got a little treat. There's something here. Okay, it says it's a good life. But what is this? Oh, it's a fridge magnet. It's a fridge magnet. That's what it is. Okay. Oh, there's the dog. There's the dog. He's finally back. Doug. Come on. Oh, dog, you're looking frozen. Look at the snow on you. Hey? All right, let's get the snow off you. Doug, you look like a little husky dog there, covered. You were deep in the bush, eh? Oh, your nose is ripped. What did you do to your nose? You gotta jab yourself. Run it. Hey, Mr. Fox? Is that what it is? Okay. Dog's back. Want a treat? I brought treats out for you. Look at this. Right? Had the bag of treats sitting here, waiting. You're out running the bush chasing the fox, and there was treats waiting. Look at this. What's this, Doug? Hey, oh, a chicken wrap rawhide. All right. Okay, so fridge magnet. Back to the fridge magnet. Focus, Matt. Let's get the old fridge magnet. Sue likes fridge magnets. My fridge is covered in magnets, all from her. All right. The little dog. Right? Look at this one. Dog with a tennis ball in his mouth, sunglasses, swimming. That's the life, right? Having a good time. Here, I'm gonna put that in my fridge. You know, I think if I ever came back in life, if I got a second chance, I think I'd like. I think I'd go for the opt for the dog. You know, can I be a dog to a good owner? Because just think about it. You know, you just get absolutely ridiculously spoiled. I think this card looks awesome, right? I'll give me another shot at that card. Can I get a good there? Except there's a bunny rabbit and a guinea pig. Doug wouldn't like that. A squirrel. Doug chases those things. Oh, that's quite that birthday card, though, eh? Happy birthday. And then you got the $50 US bill. You gotta ask for much more than that. Right on. I'm gonna frame the Christmas card I got, though, the one with the dog with the that I got from her. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I got it in my hallway. I gotta figure out some way of framing it. I got a frame. It's just the frame's too big. I gotta do something. I'm gonna frame the card. I think it's awesome. I think the Doug. It looks so much like Doug. You're 29, Lori? In February? It's good to be 29. Scrooge has been watching my travel. I don't understand. Are you stalking me? Actually, you know what, Lori? That going back to 1929 for me was, well, 1990, which was a pivot point in my life. Oh man, it was like that was the year that I came in the fork of the road, as you could say. It was 1990. That was it. That was so much happened that year. I was laying in bed thinking about that. That's why I'm late today, folks. I woke up at 4:44, like normal, my normal crazy time, getting up, and I said, I'm not getting up on my birthday at 9:44. So I opted to stay in bed. I'm gonna upgrade the sound. So I opted to stay in bed. And then I woke up, I don't know, about an hour ago, and I was thinking, okay, you're gonna have the F5. Sounds better now. Yeah, so I was laying there thinking about, the dog. Here, dog. You got a little closer, right? As you know, oh, look at this, Doug. Jerk. You didn't listen to me once. Not once. Oh, man, it was frustrating calling him. Anyways, so I was laying there thinking 29, you know, you go back, that would mean that was 1990. And I was thinking that year was such a pivot point in my life. Like it was, folks, it was major. I was at the fork of the road in my life, and it was like, which direction do we go? And then I made the right choice. Like that's the thing. I think about, you know, that it was 1991 that I made a mistake, but 1990, it was the right choice that I made. It was awesome, awesome year. I think back. 1991 was a mistake, though. I made a mistake there. How about halfway through 91? Well, 2018's been a rough one, I can tell you that. For everybody. I'm not kidding you, folks. I don't know about everybody, but a lot of people, because I get a lot of messages from people telling me how bad 2018 is, and I concur on that one. 2018 was a bad year, eh, Doug? Lots of bad things happened. Lots of bad things. Have I ever heard of swatting? Yes, I have. What, you're gonna call on me, Paul?
We got new people here today. What's going on? If someone's going to swat me? I wouldn't like to be swatted. It'd be harder to swat here. The thing, what could they get me for? What could you say I could phone for and I was doing? I don't know. It'd be hard to swat me on this one. I'm trying to think. In this part of the world, I don't think we have the swatting thing happen. I'm trying to think. I was always in the cities. You hear about swatting. We don't even have a SWAT team here. That's the thing. I think the closest SWAT team is about 60 kilometers away, and they save it for warrants, for big drug warrants. Thank you, Sylvia, for the happy birthday wish. It's going to get better, Rooster? Well, you know, I always hope it is, or I'm just stupid and I keep pounding my head against the wall. You know? I try to go through, I try to go through life positive. I try. You know? I'm not going to the post office today. I'm not going anywhere today. I don't know what I'm going to do today, folks. Honestly, I don't. I have no idea. Yeah, I just locked my screens over here. Oh, Susie, you sent me another Christmas present? Oh, you're so sweet. The old interact email? You're getting lots of translations? Actually, you know what? I watched a movie, and this is the most bizarre thing, folks, okay? I don't know what it was, but I stumbled across this movie trailer thing, and I said, I want to watch this. So anyways, I streamed it, pirated, of course. You know, I'm that kind of guy. And then last night, and it was really good. It was, oh man, it was a really, really good movie. Really good, really, well, I liked it. Anyways, it was Sicario. Sicario is with Benicio del Toro in it. It means hitman in Spanish. So however you say hitman in Spanish. Anyways, I watched it. So then last night, I'm looking at my hard drive for movies because I didn't want to stream because sometimes it's hard to find links because, you know, they're always taking the links down. So I was like going through my hard drive, looking at the movies that I've downloaded in the past, and I'm in my folder. There's a movie and it's Sicario, and I'm like, I already watched this. I didn't download it. I streamed it. So then I clicked on it, and it was part 2 or the sequel, and I'm like, I downloaded, and I looked at the date, and I downloaded the sequel back in October 19th, actually, this year, and I never watched it. And I'm thinking, oh, I watched part 1, you know, the night before, and then last night, but I didn't watch it because it was too late. I went to bed, so because I was preparing to be 29 today, so I was like, I'm not staying up late, which then I ended up sleeping a ridiculous amount of time. So I could watch that, but now I don't like watching movies during the day. The living room's too bright. So, and I haven't got my painting done to put my blinds up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't done much painting. I'm gonna be honest. I've been screwing the puppy. Hey, Doug. Hey, come here, little dog. Come on. Oh, Doug. Oh, yeah. I hate when he puts his feet right there. Now, I haven't done much. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, folks. I could lie and tell you, but I actually, you know what's happened is I've made my list longer. Is what's happened because I've been walking around. I'm not gonna lie. I did a little bit of painting, was I had to sand. I had to sand another window again, and then I had to re-shellac it, and then I stopped. But I discovered more work I've got to do, something that's irritated me for a long time, and I've got to take care of it, because I figured after I get everything painted, it's going to look so pretty. And then there's one thing in my life that I never did, and it's bothered the crap out of me every single time that I go to my basement. And well, it's just bad. It's really bad. I'll show you what it is. It's not a big job. It's just drywall, you know. But it's probably a couple days work to do it. But so anyways, so my kitchen, you know, everything's done. And then if I leave the door open, look at how ugly it is. Okay, it's got holes in the wall. It's got a mixed mash of wood and tile. It's just absolutely, it looks terrible. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drywall the stairwell, so that it looks like a finished stairwell. That was one of the things I came up with that I have to do. Plus, I have to wash my basement out now that I've got the floor fixed down there. The basement's a filthy mess, and like the last time I washed the basement out was about, I think, the year I moved in. Right, Doug? Do you want more treats? Do you want more treats? Doug. Come on over. Come here, little dog. Mr. Fox Hunter. You don't need to jump. Okay, let go. No. Oh. He knows how good he listens. Yeah, anyways. So I've had enough of looking at that bad hallway. So it's just drywall. I gotta just take all the old stuff out and then re-drywall it and mud it and make it look good again. And I gotta wash the basement out because the basement's bad. It's like, I think it was 1995 when I bought the house, I washed the basement out. I think that was the last time I washed it. It's never been washed out since. So my indoor jobs are getting longer here. Thank God it's winter, eh, Doug? Because I would hate to do these jobs in the summer when it's nice outside. Want to track mine, don't you? You're pretty dark in the video here, Doug. Oh, Bergen clawing me. The fox is driving us nuts here. Just letting you know, folks, the fox is bad right now. He's coming like right by the house, driving us crazy. So, well, he's driving Doug totally nuts. $19.95. Susie, a big fat Willie. Oh, girl, you killed me. Yeah, so I haven't decided what's going to happen here, but I'm going to do a little bit of painting today. But it's this cold. It is supposed to be cold all day. I don't. It's like not going to warm up for a while. I know one thing. It was cold this morning doing the water. I'm really sick of winter already, folks. I'm not going to lie. I'm cracking. I'm really cracking. Baby, it's cold outside. That's you triggered me. You triggered me, Vista. Triggered me. I'm triggered. Oh, thank you, Coco. You know, folks, you know what? It's just, you know, you can't even make up the news anymore, you know? Like, you read the news, and it's like, you can't even make the stuff up anymore, how they want to ban Christmas, and you're not allowed to. What is the latest one? Oh, this is a good one. This is some, now, I read an article that now that Christmas, saying Merry Christmas to somebody is racist. It's like, my God. It's like, and Santa Claus should be gender neutral. or female for a change. But the gender neutral. They want a gender neutral Santa Claus. It's like, what's going on, folks? Like, what's going on, really? Like, really? Like, it's almost like we're living in an insane asylum. It is. It really is. It's absolutely crazy. It is. There was another one I read an article. It was a mosque in Vancouver that said if you said Merry Christmas to somebody, it's worse than murder. It's like saying Merry Christmas to somebody is worse than murder. And like, this is headline news. And I'm like, why? What's going on? Like, then it's just, oh. Doug, you're hurting me. Okay. Here. Okay, that's it. No more treats. You're clawing at me. Well, I got one more treat for you. I have one more treat. Yes, I do. I have one more treat. The bull's penis. The 7-minute bull penis. Gender neutral Santa Claus. Folks, come on. It's like, but you know the best one yet that I got was which I thought was just freaking awesome. And this is going to trigger some people, but CNN ruined my life the other day when they told me that Santa Claus doesn't exist. I just couldn't believe that one. Poor Matt, and they were trying to bash Trump, eh? Because Trump did that Christmas thing, marginal thing on the 7 years old, marginals or believe in Santa Claus. And then they imagine all the kids in the world watching the news, all the kids sitting there at Christmas, and they're sitting at home watching CNN with their parents, and they're like, Mommy, Daddy, there's no Santa. CNN just said there's no Santa. Oh. Yeah, but Susie, the problem is that social media now has become the news. That's the problem. Like, that's the problem. It's like, it's bad. It's really bad. But gender neutral Santa. And the percentage, they did the survey. I couldn't believe the survey. And they were going through the survey, and it was like, I couldn't believe the percent. It was like 17% wanted Santa to be female, and then it was something like 27% or some crazy number, or maybe it was 27% wanted female, and 17% wanted Santa to be gender neutral. 17% of the population wants Santa to be How do you be gender neutral? Oh my God, I'm telling you, it's just a crazy world, Doug, right? Doug's gender neutral. He is. I'm not going to lie, he is, because I cut his nuts off, okay? Doug's an it, aren't you? There you go, 7 minutes, start the timer. All right, we're off to the race. What time is it? 23:37, I got to write this down, just so I can remember. 23:37. Doug gets a bull's penis. Well, I didn't personally cut his nuts off. I paid to have a professional do it. But he's gender neutral now. You know? It's like, Santa's on an interdimensional being. Oh, don't even get me started about the challah there, Christopher, because I don't, the way they I don't forget about the religious part, folks. It's just the way challah dispatches an animal. Not liking that at all. I think it's probably the most barbaric way to take an animal life. You know, it's just wrong. I can't even. I don't like it at all. Don't like it at all. It's wrong. I'm wrong. I don't believe that's not a humane way to. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Does Doug get jealous of the ducks? If I handle them. He doesn't like me handling the ducks. Sometimes he gets too worked up. Then he tries to knock the ducks out of my hands, which is not good because he's so big and clumsy. You know what? I'm going to tell you a story. Okay? And this goes back to, what year was that? 2014 or 2015, I had the argument with the provincial vet at for the slaughterhouse, because I wanted to dispatch the ducks at the slaughterhouse myself with an axe and chop their heads off, like I do all my animals, you know, so it's instant, you know, so they don't know what's happening and it's over. And the vet was in Toronto, in some office downtown Toronto, in a bureaucrat's, you know, penthouse of some sort, corner office, whatever, on our taxpayer money. And he was arguing with me that he started telling me that studies have proven that is not a humane way, and that the way they do it is, which is shocking them, stunning them with electricity, and then slitting their throats so they wake up bleeding to death. That was more humane. I couldn't get I wanted to reach through the phone and slap this vet up the side of the head. So anyway, I found the slaughterhouse, which was much more humane. They didn't hang the animals upside down and then shock them and then cut their throats. They shocked them first, hung them up, and then cut their throats. That's the only way I could get around it, which was this slaughterhouse that we take it to down in Peterborough. And it's the way they do quail, because quail legs are so small they can't hang them upside down, because when they flail around they break their legs, so they can't have that, so they've got to shock them before they hang them so that they can cut their throats. So anyways, that's the way the ducks were done. So I'd argue with this guy. So then they pass in Ontario that Hala is allowed. What? I'm like, okay, so on religious grounds, you're allowed to cut a conscious animal's throat and let it bleed out, as long as it's facing what, due north or some freaking stupid direction or something, and you know, and the animal bleeds out. Like, and I'm like, but the vet, that's allowed. That's allowed, folks. Okay, and it's like, that's the part of it that, pardon language, pisses me right off. Is that, you know, if on religious grounds we could torture the animal. But on humane grounds, nope, that's not allowed. You can't, you know, humanely chop their head off with an axe. Nope, that's not allowed. That's wrong. You know, it's like we're living in such a effed up world. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's I just want off the ride some days. Hala fills the flesh with adrenaline and makes it taste better. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. My God, man, get your head out of your rear end. So it's like, okay, it's like a Chinese. You know, if they beat the dog before they kill it, done? He is, eh? What time is it? 28:50, roughly. My God, Doug, under 5 minutes. 4.5 minutes that one took. Doug, that's, last one was 7. Doug, that's crazy. That right there, folks, that was, now, Gene, these are 2 packs. A single is $10. So I'm going to say they're $10 a piece. $10, 4.5 minutes for Doug. Gene, it's like that. So I would never spend $10 for a 4-minute taste for a dog. $10. They should have a sign in the pet store. This will last 10 minutes for your dog. $10. This will last 5 minutes. $10. How many people do you think would buy it? Yeah, I want one of those 5-minute treats for my dog for $10. Hey, Doug? Okay, no more. 4.5 minutes. Doug. Okay. No, Doug, stop clawing me. Go away. Oh, his claws, man. He just digs his feet in and. Okay. He's giving me the look. Come on. Okay, now go away. Now, there. Good. These guys going to go away. All right. $2 treats. $2 a minute treats. Now he's looking at me. Okay. Go away. Okay, lay down. That's good. All right. Do something. All right. 4.5 minutes, Lester. 4.5 minutes. What's going on? Okay, I'm just seeing if there's any questions that I have to answer because I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Doug's treats are a total ripoff. They are. Totally. There was a deal at the grocery store. I bought Doug a treat. He already gave it to him. I was at the grocery store and there was a sign and it said strip loin roasts and save $12.38 a pound or something like that, or kilo. $12.38 a kilo. Save $12.38 a kilo. So I don't buy meat and that kind of stuff in the grocery store. And I get in there and they have these cryovac meat. Regular $13 strip loin for $4. I was like, oh, Doug's getting a treat tonight. I bought him a strip loin. So I got home, I gave Doug, and I'm not kidding you folks, it was about that thick, okay, about that thick and about that long, strip loin, about that tall, $4. It took about 4 minutes for him to eat it. So Susie, if you get to see your life pass before your eyes, then you're hala. So when you're in a bad accident and you die, and just before you die and your life passes before your eyes, then you're fit to be eaten by humans. Is that the deal? That's good to know. Think about that, folks. So when you die, and your life passes before your eyes and it flashes before you and then you're like, okay. And then the next thought in your head is, I'm going to get eaten. Think about it. I'm now fit to be eaten by a human. You know, like, oh, man. We're living in it's a crazy world. Myrtle, what's that? Happy emoji, Matt. Foot, feet, a present Christmas. How can you miss this? Okay, what's a foot and feet and a present and Christmas? I'm trying to put that together. Well, actually, Paul, you know what? I'm living in a bubble here, eh? You know that, eh? I am. I'm in a bubble. Because, you know, I don't have to put up with the world around me. I just go on the internet to check on the world to see how crazy it is, and every day it doesn't let me down on how crazy it is. It's the same every day. We've gone like right over the edge, completely. Man, my house is so dirty. This dust, sanding in the house, and the paint and everything. It's like, oh man, my house is so filthy. Living in a construction zone, I hate it. So I'm living in a bubble. So I go on the internet and I see, oh yeah, the world is still pretty screwed up. I get reminded. Just so I know that, you know, I'm not like losing it here and that I'm just living in this paradise. I get reminded. My problem is, Rooster, I'm too awake. You know what I got to do? Folks, you're not going to believe this, but, okay. I'll be right back. I gotta do something here. I'll be right back. I don't know if I can do this or not. I got a problem. Can I still read? No, I can't. Well, I don't want to put the sheet on the window. 'Cause I got my blinds. Problem is I got my blinds out the window because I'm painting. Okay, I got a problem. I can't. The sun is crazy, but it's the only thing heating up the kitchen right now. The kitchen is actually really, really hot right now from the sun because it's really cold outside. Actually, it's too hot in the kitchen right now from the sun. I already did my bacon the other day. Well, if you're bacon wrapped, you don't have to worry about being eaten by Muslims. I can tell you that much. You know, so if you're going to die in a car accident, carry a pound of bacon with you at all times. So when the light flashes in front of you, and you get to see your everything happen, and at the very end go, yes, bacon, I'm saved. Then you're not truly halal if you're wrapped in bacon. The joys of being awake, eh, folks? I cooked up 4 pounds of bacon. 4 kilos. No. 4.4 pounds. 2 kilos of bacon the other day. What day did I do that? Christmas Day. I did it on Christmas morning. I cooked bacon up. That's what I did. That's what I did. I cooked up enough bacon for 2 weeks. I'm having bacon for breakfast. I tell you, that premium bacon that I buy it's cheaper than the cheap bacon. It's sweet. I'm just thinking here, maybe I'm sitting back like this so I can stay in the shade. I don't want to put a curtain up here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to though. I can't see anything. The bacon is like a shield, Susie, to protect you. No, I didn't share the bacon and cooking extravaganza. The cocoa about the premium bacon is cheaper than the cheap bacon. I don't know why, but it is. It is. It is. I'm not kidding you. It's $13. Well, it's up now. It's gone up in price. It's $13.98 for a kilo of the thick slice premium back bacon, or premium bacon, not back bacon, belly bacon, but the premium. So it's $13.98 for a kilo. But it's $6.47 for 375 grams of the normal bacon, which I call cheap bacon. So do the math. The premium bacon, but more and more people are figuring it out now because it's getting harder to get the premium bacon. It's sold out. Actually, when I go in the grocery store, I always walk by to grab a couple packs because I'm a bacon hoarder. And I like freezing the stuff because you never know, and but plus since I figured out that it's cheaper than the regular bacon, it's gone up from $13.19 to $13.98, and it's sold out more than they have it. When I go into the store, it's like there's more times they have none in stock than they do have in stock. So, because I always buy a couple packages. I'm just a bacon hoarder. Because it is the best bacon. And I tell everybody that. I should stop telling everybody, that it's the best deal. I should. Probably that's not a good thing to do, Oh. My driver's license. No, Carl, not this year. It's probably soon. Hang on. I had to do my car the other day. Bear with me. You gotta be careful I don't yank the camera here because I'm attached. When does my license expire? Next year, 2019 on my birthday, it expires. Next year. I think my health card expires too next year. Nope, 2020 on the old health card. Oh my God, that's a scary looking picture. Man, some of those pictures are, anyway, this is scary. Ugh. Feels so good to be 29 today though. I do bacon futures. But I go by the, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, bacon futures. I buy bacon, like, we'll put it this way. I'll show you something. I'm not lying about this. I am in bacon futures. This package of bacon I'm going to show you is at least 2 years old. Yeah, it's at least 2 years old. At least, maybe, it might even be 3 years old, but you're going to crap when I show it to you. Okay. Okay, so I'm doing another chicken tonight. Oh, sorry, hang on. I'm doing another chicken breast because I did them 2 nights in a row, and my God, they were so good, wrapped in bacon with all the spices and the garlic. So I've got another chicken breast now. Look at the size of this thing. It's like there's my hand, okay? So there's the hand, there's the chicken breast, and that's only half a breast. Look at it. No, Doug, you're not getting any chicken breast. He loves when I do the chicken breast. But I want to show you this, folks. Look at this, okay? So this pack of bacon is 500 grams, okay? I bought this when it was $2.49. $2017. No, best before 2017. So I think I bought it in the fall of 2016 is when I bought it. That's when I bought it. The fall of 2016. They were on sale for $2.49. And I bought, how many was it? I think it was like 150 of them. It was ridiculous. It was like $400 worth of bacon. It was a lot of money worth of bacon. And I froze them. I cleaned the display out. And when I was at the cash and I didn't even hand bar them out of this display. I took the whole boxes and put them in my shopping cart. Anyways, so I froze them. And I think I got like maybe 10 or 11, maybe. I maybe have 20 left. No, I probably got 15 left. I probably got 15 of them left. Oh. Yeah, probably about 15. But you can't, but think about it though, Inga. At $2.49, okay? For 500 grams, okay? Today, 375 grams is $6.47. So just figure that out. So like if I would have left the money in the bank and got 1% interest on my money, if I didn't spend it, because it's hard to keep money in the bank, you'll spend it on something. Or you buy bacon futures. You know what I mean? I made money on that bacon. And I didn't eat more than I normally would eat because I'm still eating the stuff. I only use it for things like this. That's cheap bacon, so I don't like cooking it up by itself because it's too thin. I don't like it. It's better for cooking, this kind of stuff. So if you think about it, $2.49 for 500 grams compared to $6.47 for 375. I made a fortune on that investment. So I am into bacon futures. No, I don't have that much bacon. I've only got about 10 or maybe 12 left. It's from Canada. That's where we're live from there, J19. And it's cold here right now. What happened to the 50 Ducks Hot Tub designs? Well, I've got a bunch in my store, but I haven't done a bunch more because I've been working. And it's hard to do computer work when I was, we're fixing the house all summer. And I've been this fall working on different things in the house. Working in a construction zone house sucks. I'm not enjoying it right now. I've had those cryovac, like that heavy plastic that they put like the bacon in and the beef and that when they, the sealed packages. George, I've had them last like 5 years. As long as they don't get a crack in them or a break in the plastic so that you get freezer burn, because the freezer burn only happens when you get air. If there's no air and it stays totally absolutely sealed with the plastic, absolutely lasts for a long, long time. It's the air that screws it up, eh? Yeah, I know Canada's not a real country anymore. We have no culture here. Our Prime Minister has told us that. Diversity is our strength, folks. There's not really. We really don't have. We're nothing. We're like an NPC, non-playable character country is what we are now, according to our Prime Minister. You know, and the reason all these millions of people want to come to Canada is not because they want to be Canadian or culture, because we have none, okay? Because, you know, diversity is our strength. You know. Yeah, I know, Rooster. You don't have to tell me. I know that. I was in the military, and there's a reason everybody's the same in the military is because you're stronger if you're one, not if everybody's got. My problem in the military is that I was diversity. I had a different opinion, and that caused me problems when I was in the military. And well, let's just say I left. Well, I was thrown out, I guess you could say, in a certain way. I didn't fit well into the military, put it that way. I have a problem with authority. Actually, I'm going to tell you a story. I was in the military. Didn't end well, but I was in the military. And I hated it. Well, I liked it at first. I really liked it at first. At first, I thought it was great. And then, I really thought it was great. And I'm going to try to say how. Okay, so I did basic training. Basic training back then was, how many weeks was it? 11 or 14 weeks, I forget. And I excelled at it. Excelled. Like, we had 140 guys in our platoon, and I was in the top 5. I was just good at everything. I was like, it was a natural for me. But the last 2 weeks, I discovered that this was crap. Basic, and I didn't like it. I said, "This is wrong. I can't be." I had a hard time. My problem is I had a hard time taking orders. That was the problem, and especially orders from people that I didn't respect. And I didn't respect my master corporal at all. I thought he was a bit of a weirdo, and he wasn't that much older than me. He was maybe about 3 years older than me, which was even harder for me to listen to him. Like, it was just, I had a hard time. Anyways, so because I'd made my opinion known that I wasn't a big fan of the military, they removed me from the top 5 improved cadet, and I was like basically blacklisted. And then I got transferred to Chilliwack, BC, and then because I was in Cornwallis, Nova Scotia for basic training. Then I got transferred to Chilliwack, BC. And I got in Chilliwack, BC. And now this is where the universe can play really nasty jokes on you. There was my warrant officer of the platoon when I got there. I got back up. My dad was in the military, okay? And there was this warrant officer. We were in Germany. We were stationed in Germany. He was stationed in Germany. We were there as children with him. And he had this friend that the only time this friend ever hung around was when there was non-pay time. So when he was broke, he used to hang around and mooch off of my dad and my mom and stay all weekend and all that kind of stuff. And then when he got paid, he used to leave and go off partying and do his thing. So my dad had a falling out with this guy because he was, basically had enough of them mooching and all that. And I guess the falling out was pretty catastrophic in their relationship, to the point that, fast forward, I don't know how many years, 15 years fast forward, I'm in Chilliwack, BC, and my warrant officer is this guy. and his last name was Sweeney. Anyways, and he's yelling out names, and he goes, McDougal. I went, yep, here. He goes, your father a plumber? I went, yep. And and he says, oh God, and then he said his first name, and I was like, yep. And then he's like, okay. And then it turned out he knew that he knew my dad. And I'm thinking, whoa, this is just fantastic, man. This is like, maybe I won't mind being here. Maybe, things could get better. So then, back then, it was a big deal to talk on the telephone because, a phone call was like $2 a minute back then. And so we had to call from the base telephone. And it was hard to get through to the base telephone. And so I was at the base office trying to get through, waiting in the line. I finally got through to my parents. And I said, oh, my warrant officers. I said the guy's first name and his last name. And my dad goes silent on the other end of the phone. And it turns out he goes, oh, he just, I was like, hello, the phone went dead, eh? And he goes, this is not good that your warrant officer is this man. And I'm like, why? He goes, well, long story short, it's not good. And I didn't get the full details then of what the deal, but he just said, this is not good. Well, was he ever right? It was not good. This guy had it out for me, man. Like, had it out. Oh, man, he made my life miserable. He picked on me, and because he was a warrant officer and I was just a sapper at the time, he absolutely just couldn't stand me. So, and because I didn't think he was that smart also. Like, he didn't seem like a really smart man to me. And I ran into him once in Chilliwack in town, because I used to be a marathon runner, and I used to run all the time, like constantly. I was like Forrest Gump. That's what I was like. I was Forrest Gump. I used to run so much. And one day I bumped into him in Chilliwack, and he was off duty. And that's when I really lost respect for him, when I saw him dressed in civvies in his car, and what a, pardon the language, peckerhead he was. And I was like, my God, you really are. And then he was making my life miserable at the time. So I was like, okay, this is bad. This is really bad. This guy is like, this is not good for me. And it just went downhill after that. So then I got into a bit of a trouble. I used to run all the time because I had a theory in my head that if I stayed in absolutely peak physical condition, that it would be easier to be in the military, because they used to physically just torture us all day, like what they used to do to us, like to the breaking point. And everybody was constantly whining how hard everything was. So I had an idea in my head, which, because I was very active as a young man, exercising and that kind of stuff, I thought, and my lifestyle as a child, living in the bush and working and all that kind of stuff, and farm work and that, I thought I would just work my buns off, working out, running, everything. So like basically they used to say, okay, get down, give me 50 push-ups. And I'd say, that's all? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was bad. So, and they go, when they do their count, they go 50, or make it 200. Oh, 200's a bit much, but okay, I'll try. But, so I used to, work out all the time. So one night they had this rugby practice. And they said, everybody meet at the field for rugby. And I'm not a big team sports player kind of guy. So I was like, okay, rugby, I'll go. So I'm going to the field, and everybody's walking back from the field. And they're walking back, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Oh, it's being canceled. Everybody's got to go home. We're going back to the barracks in the summertime. Okay, so I didn't bother going. But I had like an hour and a half to kill, so me being a fool, I decided to go and, run, basically. I do a Forrest Gump, scene, and I went for a run. And then it's supper time, and I ate, and everybody says, you're in trouble, Sweeney's looking for you. And I'm like, what? No, it was canceled. Like, rugby, everybody told me it was canceled. Like, everybody was walking back from the field, it's canceled. So why go to the field when everybody's walking back telling you it's canceled? When you got 80 guys coming back, it's canceled. Well, do you keep going? Or do you go and do something else? I went and did something else. So that night in class, because that night we were putting a bridge together in the dark and placing explosives, was that night, okay? Because they used to love doing this to us. We'd have work all day, doing classes and training, and then they make us go play sports and then have supper, and then they tell you 10 o'clock tonight we're gonna course. Man, what about sleep? So 10 o'clock we're getting set up, we're in the classroom, and they say, okay, we're gonna go put this bridge together, and then we're gonna place explosives on it in the dark. And I'm sitting there, and he goes, McDougall, where were you at rugby? Well, it was canceled. You're being charged with AWOL. I'm like, what? AWOL? I just think it was canceled. So anyways, next thing you know, I'm being charged, okay? And I have to go to court for being AWOL on a rugby practice that was canceled. So then I got a lawyer. They gave me a lawyer, military lawyer. And I said, well, it wasn't AWOL, it was canceled. And they said, no problem. He talked to the chief warrant officer, and he says, we can change the charge from AWOL, which is only 10 days in jail, or we can change it to disobeying a lawful command, which is 2 years, less a day in Edmonton. And I'm like, what? Like, it was a freaking canceled rugby game. I was like, oh, this place is nuts. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I was put through. Anyways, I took the AWOL charge, spent 10 days in jail, polishing ashtrays in K cars. Oh, that was just unbelievable, man. The MPs, they were just sick. Oh, the MPs were twisted people. So I said, I got to get out of here. This place is nuts, man. These people don't make any sense. There's no logic at all. So I'm in the colonel's office. And because I'm like, I made an appointment to see him. I said, I want out. I want out of this thing. This is crazy. This is what's going on. This Sweeney guy is nuts. He got it out for me because of my dad and history, blah, blah, blah. So he says, they don't want to leave you go because you've already done, you've already done basic and you passed. And you've got, I forget how many months I had into the trades training. And they're like, well, we could find something else for you. So we could put you in, we'll do an aptitude test and we'll see what you qualify for. So I said, okay. So I did the aptitude test again. And a couple weeks later, back in there in the colonel's office. And the whole time I'm in limbo. I'm staying in this building that I'm all by myself. It was the most bizarre thing. I wasn't allowed to leave the building during the day. I wasn't in jail anymore because I got out of jail, but I was in this, I was confined, house arrest or whatever you want to call it. I was confined, wasn't arrested then because I had gotten out. But I wasn't allowed to go out. So I was like in this room every day for 2 weeks waiting after my test. So I get into the office with the colonel. And now the base, Chilliwack, BC, was also where CFOX, Canadian Forces Officer Training Program, was. And there was 21 weeks is what training was to become an officer. And during this 21 weeks, the non-commissioned officers, the warrant officers, chief warrant officers, all those kind of people, were allowed to absolutely be absolutely abusive to these cadets, these officer training cadets for 21 weeks. And then if they pass at the end of 21 weeks, they literally have to salute the guys that they basically bitch slap for 21 weeks. But for 21 weeks, it's total hell. And I remember we were in my trades training, I was like, there's CFOX and like their life is hell for 21 weeks, worse than basic. So the colonel says to me, he goes, okay, we got your aptitude test back. He says, I have a proposition for you. And I said, what? And he goes, how would you like to be an officer? And he says, we would like to put you in officer training. And I'm thinking to myself, I got to get off this base. This base is where that Sweeney guy is. And I said, he's already making my life hell. I said, if I go to 21 weeks here in officer training with this guy is connected. Like he's been in the forces for 20 some odd years, 25 years. And all his friends, master warrant officers and chief warrant officers and everybody. I said, these guys all got it out for me, okay? Like the chief warrant officer is one that charged me. Doug! That charged me for he wanted to change it to AWOL or just being a lawful command from AWOL. But I said, this is base, I got to get off of, buddy. I ain't doing this officer training stuff. I was like, man, oh man, that was a learning experience as a young lad. Serious learning experience, folks. Oh man, it was. I learned right then. No taking orders works for Matt. Oh. It was a real eye opener. Anyways, so then I got transferred to another base, and then went to that colonel and said, "Let me out of here. I don't want to do this." Anyways, I finally told they're wasting their time. I just stuck to my guns. I wanted out, and I got out because I just couldn't handle it. That's my military career, folks. There you go. I'm not a take order kind of guy. That's it. That's the story. There's story time for you on my 29th birthday. If there was no Sweeney, what would have happened? I still wanted out. I couldn't have. There were. I'm telling you, folks, when you're an independent thinker and you question things, military is not the place to be. Not the place to be. I questioned everything. That was my problem. I questioned everything. And they don't like that. They don't like that at all. No. They really don't like that. Because you're not supposed to question, you're supposed to just follow orders. That's the whole idea about the military. Everybody has to be uniform, everybody dresses the same. You know, they say do something, you do it, you don't ask questions, okay? So none of this diversity stuff, all right, is our strength. It's like you're a unity as one, that's how you get your strength, and that's how you plow ahead. You know, that's the way it works. So diversity is not a strength, contrary to current political thoughts. Not at all. I lasted longer than 3 days. I did the whole thing. My grandmother was really proud of me until the end, and this is how she shook her head. But she didn't get mad at me. She didn't feel any less of me. She just, because my grandmother and my grandfather were, well, they were World War II veterans. So my grandfather was a little bit more, I guess, let down that that I didn't last. I wanted to forge my own path, to do my own thing, blaze my own trail, I guess you could say. That's my as a young man, and still to this day. Shake things up, you know. That's the kind of person I am. I wouldn't say I'm on fire, Rooster. Just a story. A little glimpse into something that not many people know. I don't think inside the box. That's why I'm awake. That's why it bothers me what's going on in the world. That's why things send me over the edge. And Santa's going to be gender neutral pretty soon. They even showed some pictures how they wanted to change Santa's appearance. They wanted to get rid of his beard. They wanted to chop his beard back so it was like a metro beard. They were showing different pictures in this article on what people voted for, and Santa with a metro beard, you know, and tight little black pants. It was just like if a kid. Just ruin it for the kids. Just ruin it for them. Well, not as bad as CNN telling everybody that it's marginal to believe in Santa. I thought that was so epic. Imagine how many kids had Christmas ruined because CNN really ran with that one. Think about it. How many children got red pilled this Christmas because of CNN? I love it. I think it was the most awesome thing. Yeah, skinny jean Santa. Yeah, with a little metro beard. His beard shaved back so that it looks like, you know, like that one day type of beard look to him. If you look back at the old Santas, yeah, some old artwork. The Santa was pretty creepy back then. Not as creepy as a skinny jean Santa with a Metro beard, though. We have really, really gone off the edge of the table, folks. We have. It's sad. I go into the barn with the ducks, and they're like the most normal thing. It's like, okay, the ducks, at least they're stable. There's male and female ducks, There's no gender neutral ducks. So. No, it has nothing to do with smoking special plants there, Marvin. Nothing. It's society. There's nothing to do with that at all. We've just gone crazy. We have. Absolutely gone right off the edge, bonkers. It's beyond anything you can imagine. It's absolutely crazy what the world has become. I can't even figure it out anymore. It's nuts. And the worst thing right now is if you're aware of it all, that makes it even harder on your brain. It's like knowing there's this big giant freight train coming down the tracks, okay? And ignorance is bliss. We can play on the tracks all day, children. But, there's a big one coming through soon. And that's like that one ruins the day. Well, you constantly got to be watching for that big freight train coming down the tracks. You know what I mean? I'm on the downside too, Carl. Today I'm 29. I got lots ahead of me. But the problem is that we're going to see this downside. It's like I'm thinking it wouldn't be bad to be 29 right now, knowing what I know, so that I could deal with the downside that's coming. The weirdest people were the hippies. Yeah, I know. The problem is the hippies are in charge, and they're like not right upstairs. Like they're in charge now, folks, if you think about it. I read it. No, I'm not going to talk about it. That's another article. It was about, but it's. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's crazy what's going on. But I'm 29. And camera 3's looping. Well, camera 3's outside frozen right now, Tom. That's the problem. It's freezing here. Like right now, man, it's so cold outside. It's like it's 29 with the wind chill right now. Nothing more traumatic than shy kids than sitting on Santa's lap in the middle of an indecent stage of a mercantile workshop that was Susie. Oh, don't even get me started talking about the education system. Don't even get me started on that one. I could tell you, man. I remember this is over 6 years ago, and I was at my stepdaughter's place, and their oldest son came home from school. It's like grade 1, and they had a bunch of grade 1 coloring stuff on the table. And I'm looking at it, and it was all naked bodies to color in. And I'm like, well, what is this? What are all these little naked body drawings? And it's the kids have to color it in. And I'm like, well why does grade 1 have naked bodies to color in? And they're teaching kids about anatomy, and I'm like, well, the kid can discover his own anatomy at 6 years, 7 years old, Why I think I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, this is our education system, the sex ed. Thankfully they're changing that now again. But naked body coloring. I was blown away by it. Personally myself, if my kid came home with that, I'd be like, the kid ain't going back to school. I'm sorry. That's just basically cartoon porn for a child is what it was. You know? Like, yeah, they were. That's the thing about they were like, it was it was porn, man. Cartoon porn. It was the most disgusting thing I ever saw for a child. Like, what does a 7-year-old need that for? But then again, Santa's marginal at 7, you know? But you don't need to introduce a kid to cartoon porn. Oh, man. We're gone. The table, the knife has fallen right off the table, folks. I want to cook my breakfast so bad. We've gone all over the place here this morning, folks. This has been a real nothing to do with ducks stream. Oh. Stay within the loins? Yeah, I know. You know, some days I think that the most sane people are here on the duck adventure, because the rest of them, it's like it blows me away. But what happened to the rest of the human race? It's such a mess, you know. Like, we really are making a mess of things. All right, so that's quite a birthday stream. I'm gonna say goodbye because I want to go eat my bacon. I'm gonna have bacon and I'm going to have eggs, and I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna paint, and when the ducks are gonna get let out. I don't know when the ducks are gonna get let out yet. I'm gonna just do a double check here because I think it's somewhere around 11 or 1. Somewhere in there, the temperature is going to start changing. Yeah. Like right now, they're saying the wind chill outside is -18 with the wind chill right now. Too cold for the ducks. The ground's too cold. Actually, the whole day is a bad day. I'm just looking here. Yeah, the whole day is -16. Well, that just sucks. It's not going to warm up. When's it going to warm up? Right now, the wind chill's -20 in Ottawa is what they're saying. Ducks ain't getting out. All right, I don't know what's going to happen here as far as the ducks are concerned. If we're going to get our nut, and stream number 3 is looping because it's frozen probably, and I'm going to go and cook my birthday breakfast. Is what I'm going to do, and figure out what I'm going to do today. I don't know. When you're 29, you got the whole life ahead of you, and you can just you can just skate through the day. You know what I mean? So I want to thank everybody for joining me on my birthday stream, and thank you for the well wishes. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Okay? Take care.